why ReZero and Mushoku Tensei work subverting and upholding tropes. I wonder if ReZero is actually good. Like if I read the light novel. I mean, did I ever... I don't know if I've ever said this, I probably have. So my reason for reading Mushoku Tensei was that I finished Mushoku Tensei, the anime or whatever. I finished season 2 of ReZero, finished season 2 of Slime, I think. I like finished a bunch of stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'd like to read a light novel. Like I have time, I can like listen to the audiobook when I'm like working out or something in the garage. Like that would be the perfect time to fill my time with like a light novel. And I was like, you know what? I'm really interested to see where ReZero goes. Like season 2 was interesting. It ended on an interesting place. I'm engaged in like trying to figure out the witches and like what's going on with why is he rebirthing or what, like what's going on basically. I'm interested. And then I looked it up and the ReZero light novel isn't finished. I was like, damn, I guess I can't read that. What about Mushoku Tensei? And then I looked it up and it's like, oh yeah, Mushoku Tensei's finished. Let me read that. And then I chose to read it. And then I got to the end of volume 14 and I couldn't find any more audiobooks. I'm like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. It's finished, but it isn't translated. And I felt like a big dummy there. But then thank God there was a web novel translation, you know, by the fans. And I continued reading from there. But God, what a terrible spot for me to think the story is over. Volume 14. I got to the end of it and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to wait a whole year for this like next novel. But yeah, I couldn't wait. I read the web novel. Anyway, honestly, Don Machi is also a recent read. Never heard of it. Don Machi. Wait, is this that the anime that's coming out? Is that what I know? Have I heard of this? And I'm just not remembering. Pick up girls in a dungeon. Interesting. Decent. Oh wait, no, that's something else. Mushoku Tensei in Japanese isn't even finished because of redundancy. Oh, a recent read, a decent read. Okay, yep. Not recent. Mushoku Tensei in Japanese isn't even finished. Yeah, true. He's getting there. He's getting close. He better do Old Dragon's Tale. Wait, no. Wait, is that... No, that was a web thing, I think. I don't think there was a light novel for that. Oh, what was the other one? The one where... God, those post-Mushoku Tensei stories are so good. Like, I don't remember what it was called. And I don't even know if I finished it all. There's actually... I don't think I've even finished Jobless Oblige. Or Oblige, or whatever. I read most of it, but then the translation finished, and I didn't have any more to read, so I couldn't keep reading. Anyway, what was I saying? God, the one where they... luckily, this isn't a spoiler for any of the anime, because it's like a metaphorical like tale in the Mushoku Tensei world, but the one where they're telling a story about this guy who like goes around to all of these dragon like important dragon people or whatever, and it's written so like lyrically and like a poem, and it's just so cool. God, like his writing got so good. I don't know if it's his writing or if it's like the translations got better, but man, God, that stuff was good. I need to reread that. That would be an interesting video actually, to do something on that. But no one's going to care about that. I'd care about it, so I guess I'll make it. The story of Oz the hero. Yeah, that's got to be it. That sounds very familiar. That's probably what it is. God, it's so good. Man, the thing is, I don't even remember what was so good about it. I remember there was something. I probably wrote notes on it on my phone about like the way it was written. Like it was like, I think there was like a recurring metaphor or something, which I always really love when there's recurring metaphors. Like one example is from the Revenge of the Sith novelization by Matthew Stover, is I think his name, where there's this recurring metaphor of Anakin's, or of this dead star and the dragon that is Anakin Skywalker. And there's this like recurring way of, at the end of like important moments in Anakin's life, they talk about how this is what it feels like to be Anakin Skywalker for now. And then it's like right at the end, it's like, this is how it feels to be Anakin Skywalker forever. And it's like, oh my God, he twisted the thing that he's been saying throughout the entire novel. And it's like so good. And I think they did that in Mushoku Tensei. And I also incorporated that in my Norn video, where at the end of like, I think paragraph 1, I talk about how this is how it feels to be Norn Greyrat or something. And I took that directly from the Revenge of the Sith novelization, because I just love the way it's written so much. God, I need to read more. There's probably like really good books like that, right? That I just haven't cared to read. The creation of the Water God style is the same style. Maybe. God, I feel that sounds familiar too. All right, you know what? Maybe next month I should read that. Add it to my list of things to read again, because that could be some interesting content that isn't necessarily Mushoku Tensei, but is Mushoku Tensei at the same time, and that would be fun. Like that, yeah. I don't know. I'll keep it in mind. I could do that next month. Anyway.
Over, and yet they always have something new to offer. Another
God, season 1 was so much better in production. Did you see that one single shot? God, we didn't get anything like that in season 2.
There are a handful of stories.
Wait for it.
Stories I've read, watched, or played over and over, and yet they all.
God, the angle, the focus, that like first frame is like slightly out of focus. Wait, let's go frame by frame. My God, Come on, let's go. Where is it?
over and over. And
God, like, look, the foot's slightly out of focus and it gets into focus.
they always have
God, and the running animation, the blurred beach, the colors of the sky, like the demon continent having a different color.
something
Oh
new.
God, it's
Another
so good.
detail, another layer to the surface.
But the first person perspective, the flashing up. I don't even know if this is in the anime. Maybe it's all from a trailer or something. But God, it looks so good.
The twist
You know what's an interesting thing, or an interesting, the way I would describe the difference between, in my opinion, Mushoku Tensei season 1 and 2 is that if season 2, if season 1 was made in the same style and quality and directing, like everything in terms of if season 1 was made the same way as season 2, I feel like they wouldn't have adapted the different languages. Like the attention to detail that was in season 1, like for instance at the end of every episode having the next episode title have the backdrop of that be a dragon, something dragon related that I'm not going to spoil. That level of attention to detail is, I think, missing from season 2. It might be because of time, it might be because of all the behind the scenes issues they had, and maybe it'll pick up in core 2 of season 2. But the details like that don't have to be there, like adapting languages directly and having the 3 different tongues, or 4, I guess. I feel like that kind of stuff is missing from season 2 that was so clearly in the vision of season 1.
Some because they didn't want to end up like Rudius. For others, his perseverance made them want to work harder. And for
This is it's an interesting thing. Like, I've never, like, when I'm watching or reading Mushoku Tensei, I've never once thought if Rudius can be better than Sokunai. Like, it's never even crossed my mind. But I wonder if it is actually appealing to some people in that way. It's an interesting way to interact with this story. I guess the two things that are kind of interesting in that regard that maybe I could have applied that to is, one is Steins Gate, potentially. I think Okabe's perseverance and stuff is kind of inspiring in a way, in a similar way to how reading Mushoku Tensei could be for people who are struggling with who they are, I guess. Okabe is an interesting case, through like Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero. Another example might be, in a very different area, is Vinland Saga, and its message of pacifism is kind of not inspiring, but it's just, I guess inspiring is a way to say it. It makes you consider it more seriously than you ever would otherwise if you hadn't read it, in my opinion. But I don't know, Mushoku Tensei never was like that for me. And yet some people say Cour 2 was a downgrade to Cour 1. Yeah, those people are insane. Cour 2, I would be, in my experience with watching Mushoku Tensei, those first 8 episodes were fine, animation and production-wise, but after that, it got really good. And Cour 2 is just like, it's way better than the Cour 1. Yeah, anyway, now the final episodes of this Cour was season 1 tier. I completely wholeheartedly disagree. I thought they were pretty good. I thought the last one was really good. I don't think any episode this season, besides potentially episode 1 of this season, I don't think any of them besides that were anywhere near the production quality of season 1. I was holding out hope that they would get better toward the end of the season, but in my opinion, they didn't. Anyway, the Nanohoshi one was also pretty good, I think. But don't get me wrong, I love this season. I think it was a really good adaptation, and I enjoyed watching it. It's better than like most other shows that I watch, that I've seen, I guess, in general. But yeah, it's just such a shame how, like, in my opinion, season 1 was really well done, masterfully done. Yeah, that and the banana episode, oh my god, that's what I just said, crazy. The rest was acceptable. It's like I've pre-read all this, but I didn't. The animators realized Onimai needed that attention more. It's so crazy. Is Onimai gonna have multiple seasons, or is that like a one and done thing? I got no idea what it is. Is it like a manga, or is it a? I will watch it eventually because I wanna see where all my favorite Mushoku Tensei animators went. All right, Onimai, I'm now your sister. Director, never heard of this guy. Based on a manga series. Okay, interesting. God, I know Shabes has a video that I vaguely watched Kind Entertainment watch one time when I was making breakfast and my monitor was like 10 meters away, so I don't think I've actually seen the video, but anyway. Plus the old director left. I think that is the biggest difference, but also I don't know, now that I had this big rant once, right? Not rant, but I talked about this once on stream where I'm like, I don't know if we should trust directors or studios or anything. Like maybe a director, their track record is more important, but then again, this guy also made gamers, so I don't know if the season 1 director is the most important thing about season 1. Maybe it is. It could just be a happenstance luck-based thing, like what everyone says about One Punch Man season 1, where it's like you get a bunch of interesting freelance people together and it all works out somehow. Excuse me, I don't know. I should look more into anime production. I say that every time. Eventually it'll happen, alright? Eventually I'll have some video on it, scripted video. To work on some Idol Master show or something. Yeah, that is true. Hey, you know what? If he likes it, he likes it. If he gets paid more, he gets paid more. Manabu Okamoto. Akamega Kill. What is he directing? Gamers. That was pretty bad. But it could be because I watched the dub. Idolmaster, Cinderella Girls. Mushoku Tensei, Jobless, Reincarnation. So relatively few directing roles. 1 and 7 were really good. Oh no. Oh no. Wait, was 7 the really bad one? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, okay. The kidnapping and confinement of B-Skills. Alright, sure, I can accept that. And 9, of course. Yes, very true. The biggest difference has got to be the time frame. I remember watching the first teaser trailer of Mushoku Tensei years ago. Season 2 only had a year of production. Yeah, probably, right? And also the fact it was Studio Buyin's first production, so they kind of have to make it look really good to like sell themselves and get money and all that to produce future things. It's just a shame, you know. We'll see. We'll see where the future of this series goes. Like, I wonder if this director will stick on. I mean, in fairness, I don't like... I'm not a fan of the overall directing of the season, but any episode that Hiroki Hirano directed or storyboarded this season, I thought was really well done. Like, I think he did episode 1 and 9 and maybe 0 as well, and I thought they were really good. Yeah, he did 0, or he, like, worked on 0, technically, storyboarded. Storyboarded episode 1, which I thought was really good. Storyboarded episode 9, which I also thought was really good. Yeah, so I think he did really well. I hope he sticks around, but I mean, I would also like this guy to come back, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure he never would. It could also be interesting to get a different director for every season. That could be fun. I kind of hope we get rid of the... I was going to say I hope we get rid of the opening, but I kind of would be interested to see the next season's opening. I don't know. Anyway. Though it's interesting how the actual anime looks compared to that teaser. Yeah, true. In my opinion, season 1 of the anime looks way better than that teaser trailer. But the teaser trailer does look... it makes it look pretty grand. He looks more like Demon Slayer than Mushoku Tensei from memory. I think the best Mushoku Tensei has ever looked is the Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Trailer 1. This is the best Mushoku Tensei has ever looked. Like, look at this shot of him walking through, like... Not this one, but that still looks pretty good. Like this, like, really cool stuff like this. I don't know. Sakuga like this in the cave. It looks so much better than what was in the actual anime. Like, these perfectly on model, like, linear and personal shots. Cool framing. Like, I think this is... God, this is the best it's ever looked. But the season 1, yeah, it looks like a completely different anime. It's insane. Yeah, like, we don't get any shots like this. Like, it just, to me, it just looks weird. It's kind of like a dream sequence that Rudius is dreaming of. It's not his actual, like, life, you know? It looks like there's, the feeling I get from this, and also slightly from this Season 2 Trailer 1, is that the characters aren't real people. They're just vessels in this trailer. Like, they don't feel alive. I don't know how to describe that, but that's what I get from this. It's like when I see Eris here, I don't feel like I see Eris. I feel like I see a caricature of Eris, or like someone drawn Eris here, but it's not really her. It's like a weird esoteric... Esoteric? Is that the actual word? Esoteric. Likely understood. Yeah, esoteric thing. Yeah, like this to me, it's not Rujoed, but I don't know. It looks cool. Somewhat. Look, obviously there's a bunch of CGI or whatever, but it's fine. I think we get some of these shots in there, right? Like this one looks familiar. Is that Norn? Oh my god, another Norn shot that I could have used in my video. I think I scoured every single possible appearance of Norn in both the light novel and the anime to find every single thing I could include in my video, but I didn't get this one. Anyway, Mushoku Tensei, am I right? Now, if you want to see a trailer, here's the trailer. Remember this? Wait, this is from the anime. Trailer. My god, remember when he took his shirt off? Or not took it, I guess, like, put the jacket on, but he didn't have his shirt on? Oh my god. Crazy. And he looks so much better in the trailer, but it's okay in the anime. Oh god, remember this. Gee. The divide between the trailer and the anime. People hated it. God, season 4's so good. Looked like they had no soul. Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. The trailer versus the actual show is probably why so many people became anti-Mappa. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, it is crazy, isn't it? Because like the one of the major aspects of complaint in season 4 part 1 was, oh my god, the Titans are CGI now. And obviously that, over time, I don't think it's become as big of a deal, but people were really worried about it, or got annoyed by it back then. And I feel like if, you know, people only really have an issue with it because they see the trailer and they see the Titans aren't CGI there, and they're like, why couldn't you just do that? Like, I feel like there's a world in which the trailer didn't come out, if the trailer didn't come out, I think it's important that the trailer doesn't come out. I think there's a world in which people will be thankful for Mappa for doing anything, like even having CGI. I think they'd be like, well, at least they tried, because the prevalent narrative at the time was like what Heath said earlier, which is that, well, no one was going to pick it up, and at least Mappa picked it up. So I feel like there would have been a lot of goodwill there and being like, well, it may not be perfect, but they never had a chance. Like they've had a short time. They've never had like the chance to really do what Wit did with the product. At least we're getting something, and people would have been happy with anything, I think. But the trailer really undermined all of that by showing that, oh my god, this might even be better than Wit. Like, look at this, it's like perfect. And then everyone was kind of disappointed to see the actual result. So yeah, anyway, not me though. Season 4, episode 1, one of the best episodes of Attack on Titan as a whole. Anyway, Chainsaw Man, here we go.